Okay, so this next section is regarding the product label. Okay, so we'll make a start. Okay, the main source of information that helps you use a pesticide safely and effectively is the product label. The information on the label must be complied with at all times. The control of pesticide regulations require that label to be consistent with the statutory conditions of use. It is an offence not to follow the statutory conditions of use of a pesticide. This means that you must read and understand the label before you use the product. You then need to make a judgment about how you will use a product and what equipment you will use. So these are just some different types of labels that you could use or would use. Labels are now much more precise than they used to be and give a wide range of detailed information. Important parts of the label are about 1. Protecting yourself and others around you, protecting the environment, protecting consumers of food crops, storage and disposal, and medical advice. There is usually more information about the product and how to use it than is visible on the label attached to the container. There will often be leaflets or further pages. Make sure that you read all of these. Check what the label says about whether COSH regulations apply and an assessment is needed. Specific PPE that is needed for mixing and application. Engineering controls such as using a closed cab. Any medical conditions that may be made worse. Ventilation. Other safety measures such as cleaning PPE. What to do if someone is contaminated, and specialised training. Look for warning signs such as harmful, toxic and dangerous to the environment. Be aware of changing weather conditions, e.g. wind and rain, and adapt to the situation, i.e. you must be using a non-rain fast product. Options available to the operator include temporary suspension of spraying, use of low drift LERAP rated nozzles, reduction in pressure settings, engineering controls such as nozzle shrouds. Check what the label says about using the product, say outside, protecting livestock, by keeping areas out of bounds after treatment, by removing pets or livestock or keeping animals, birds out of the treatment area before using the product, spillages, buffer zones to protect water, buffer zones to protect insects, and protecting bees by not treating flowering plants. You should also check the label for not using a product on food crops, not using it in food storage or preparation areas or in occupied buildings, the maximum dose or concentration for some products applied as high volume sprays, maximum number of treatments or total dose, latest timing or applications, and other specific restrictions such as equipment, maximum concentration in spray solution, minimum water volume, and minimum interval between applications. So that's what you need to check the label for, all of these. You also need to check what the label says about the storing the product away from food, drink and animal feed. 2. Storing it where children cannot see or reach it. Keeping it locked away. Storing products supplied in water-soluble sachets. And rinsing, emptying, disposing or returning or reusing the container type. Check what the label says about what to do if someone is contaminated. What to do if someone suffers health problems after using a pesticide. contacting the National Chemical Emergency Centre, NCEC, contacting the National Poisons Information Service, NPIS, and other types of first aid. So sort the following statements into categories. Match a type of information with part of the label where it will appear. So keeping it away from children. So that's going to be storage, so you're going to store it away from children, aren't you? Dealing with spillages, so that's going to help protect the environment. Whether a cost assessment is needed. Okay, I'm going to go for protecting yourself. Face shield, again, that's definitely protecting yourself. Buffer zones, that's going to be protecting the environment. And returning the container, that's storage and disposal. So we'll check those are right. Okay, so they're all okay. Okay, so active ingredients. An active ingredient is part of the pesticide that kills or controls the pest. It is sometimes called the active substance. The label will give the name and the percentage that it is in the product. The active ingredient is usually a chemical. An example would be glyphosate or benzalkonium chloride. Benzalkonium chloride. All approved pesticides will have the field of use listed on the label. The field of use refers to the sectors where the product can be used, such as agriculture and horticulture. There are 16 fields of use, including sectors such as public hygiene and masonry treatment. The pesticide can only be used within the approved field of use. There will be a main heading with the type of pesticide, such as for use as an industrial, horticultural, forestry, agricultural herbicide. There will be a more detailed list of crops and situations. You need to make sure you understand the field of use information and are clear that you can use the product for the purpose you intend. The crop hierarchy provides a consistent way of describing the crops and situations of use. You can get more information on this from Chemical Regulations Directorate and their websites there. The statutory conditions for use on the label will also specify the maximum dose rate and the timing of applications. The maximum dose rate is the highest dose you can apply at any one time. The maximum dose rate may vary according to the particular situation or crop. A maximum number of treatments may be specified. The latest timing of applications may also appear on the label. This is the latest time that the product can be used in terms of crop growth, stage or harvest interval. All products must be approved for use. All approved products have a 5-figure MAP number. MAP stands for Ministerially Approved Pesticide Product. A MAP number on a label does not necessarily mean that a product is still approved, as it could have lost its approval. The Chemicals Regulation Directorate, CRD, of HSE has responsibility for dealing with pesticide approvals in the UK. You can check whether a product is still approved on the CRD database here. Products are approved under the Control of Pesticides Regulations, COPR. It is illegal to use any product with a MAP or HSE approval for a purpose not explicitly given on the label. Here is a typical pesticide label. So it's asking to click on the relevant parts of it to highlight. So click on that. So this section here is In this example, as well as providing the 5-figure map number, the label includes warning signs and states that the KOSH regulations may apply to the use of the product. Okay, this section here, approved field of use. This tells you that the sector is in which you can use the product is agriculture and horticulture. This next section, active ingredient. An active ingredient is the part of a pesticide that kills or controls the pest. In this case, you can see the names of a variety of chemicals used in this product. So this is the section you're looking at. This next big section is the label. Didn't actually come up, so we'll just have to move on. Four of the key areas of the information on this label have been highlighted. Drag the descriptions to the right parts of the product label. Okay, so active ingredient. So I'll put that in there. Approved field of use. Do the product approval number, because that's definitely up there. Dose and application restrictions, and approved field of use. So this is basically what's telling you what you can use it on. Okay. You cannot assume that a product you have used before is still approved. This is because approvals are continually reviewed as new information is available, and the product may lose its approval or have its approval information changed as a result. You can check the current approval status of a product on the CRD website by going to www.pesticides.gov.uk. You only need to enter the name of the product to find its MAP number, then click next to the name to download a notice of approval, giving information about the active ingredient, conditions of use, etc. Okay, an extension of authorization for minor use can be given for a product that is already approved for other uses. It was previously called SOLA, Specific Off-Label Approval. These are uses that are in addition to those shown on the product label or in other information supplied by the manufacturer. For example, they could be for use of a minor crop or in an uncommon situation. Okay, so we'll move on from there. An adjuvant is a substance other than water which is added to a pesticide before it is applied. An adjuvant is intended to improve the effectiveness of the pesticide but doesn't have significant pesticide properties itself. Examples of adjuvants are extending agents, wetting agents and sticking agents. Only adjuvants specified on the Adjuvants Information Database can be used. The database is searchable and there is a regular list of updates. Use of adjuvant must comply with the conditions of approval of the pesticide and any additional conditions of use of the adjuvant with that pesticide. So another quiz. You will find the statutory conditions of pesticide product The information on the product label must be read and memorised, must be complied with at all times, must be read as science fair, only proven, must be complied with. After you've read the label, you must always inform, carry out caution, make a judgment, wash your hands. The label will tell you the cost of the product, how to carry out a KOSH assessment, whether the product has an EAMAU, what PP is needed. An active ingredient is an ingredient that can damage the chemical that product contains. That's the one, sorry. The field of use refers to the size of the field.